Go for it, Andy.
Welcome back to No... Why do I sound so loud?
Welcome back to No Offense.
Is it me or does mine sound like
Welcome back to the No Offense podcast, where we try to offend you.
Precisely. Clap, clap.
Alrighty.
All right.
Welcome back to No Offense, everybody.
Who said you were starting?
Oh,
Who said
God.
we were starting it?
I think I did.
I thought Andy was doing it.
I thought Andy was doing it.
All right, we're started.
we're kicking
That
off.
was the intro.
Yeah, welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
Dude.
Let's save all that for the intro.
we'll
like
save all that. We'll keep
Yeah.
it all in. Yeah, sure.
Listen, I'll let you start the intro, but you're going to have to jerk me off on my plane.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll give you what, can I get a horse if I do that at least?
Did you get a plane?
I got a plane,
Yeah.
and I have horses. So
And $250,000. Elon Musk.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Almost.
So I'll buy you a horse.
He said he was gonna did he? What did they say? He pulled his cock
He
out?
said it was like he pulled his erect penis out and was like, "Give me a massage and I'll give you $250,000 and a horse." No, he said the horse first, and then $250K was to keep her quiet.
Oh,
after
okay.
she came
a little
out.
bit of hush money.
The company paid her $250,000 apparently.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Who knows if
Elon's
it's
a
true?
dog.
No
Yeah,
one knows if it's true.
I know.
I'm honestly
all-
just curious. Did he get jerked?
Oh, good question. You think he got a little?
That was like the most expensive hand job.
Supposedly, no.
Yeah, just
I
go
don't
to a
know.
rub and tug, bro.
But they didn't even. It was kind of bullshit that like Dave Portnoy was talking about this, because it's not like they came forward with like bank statements or like any sort of like proof at all.
That's a good point.
It was all just like they said it. Like there's gonna be records somewhere of the company paid her $250,000.
Dom, run it down for people to explain what happened.
Yeah, so apparently Elon Musk offered to pay a woman in a horse or whatever, give her a horse if he jerked. If he was on his private plane and asked one of the stewardess to give him one, and he would give her a horse. And
To
apparently
compensate via equestrian.
Yeah, so apparently, we don't know if this really happened or not, but apparently she got paid $250,000 from one of the companies to keep quiet. So I don't know. It's kind of strange because 2 days ago, he tweets that he's now a Republican because the Democrats were the party of kindness and now they're divisiveness. And he said literally in his tweet, watch all of their dirty tricks start to unfold. The next day, this thing comes out. Literally 12 hours later, there's a sexual allegation. And then everyone in Twitter, of course, is like Elon Gate. They're like, well, this is a Republican. Of course he's got a sexual allegation.
Yeah.
Fits in the party. It's like, okay, come on. That's what we...
It's not a coincidence.
Listen, she should be grateful that he offered her $250,000.
That's what I'm saying.
Have you heard Andrew Schultz's thing? You're getting fingered by thousandaires. Different demographic.
Different demographic. You've never been fingered by a billionaire.
He's like, Donald Trump says he can go around and grab people by the pussy. Makes sense.
Checks out.
Checks out.
It's like, yeah.
It's so fucked up though, because they are definitely going to use this shit to go against him.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, he tweeted yesterday because some guy said, hey, Elon Musk, stop horsing around and buy Twitter. And he said, hey, Charlie, good to hear from you. What'd he say? He's like, I'll show you my wiener. If you touch my wiener, I'll buy you a horse or something like that. And he was just fucking around with it now. He's just been tweeting about it the last 2 days.
Listen, if he did do it, he's great at trying to make people think he didn't do
know.
it. You could kind of like, that would be a very typical thing. I feel like a genius, he's a genius, but then like he also likes to get jerked off.
Yeah.
He had a
Epstein.
whole speech where he talked about thinking that sex was a waste of time, though.
Elon
Bullshit.
Musk?
Yeah, he's
a
like-
human.
No, he
He's
was
trying to
talking about
fuck.
how it's just like such a waste of time that you spend so much energy on this idea of like getting more sex without
Yeah.
it being related to procreation. It's all a quote. He was just going on and on about it.
Listen,
And it kind of makes sense. It was with Lex Friedman, I think.
I get it.
that's bullshit. He's a human. He can say all that horse shit.
Well, he didn't say
You think he's on
horse
Pornhub?
shit.
You think he's getting, do you think he's just
He's
in his
probably-
fucking
he's
room
probably this.
wicking one out?
He works like 20 hours a day. I doubt it.
You don't think he's working one out in the bathroom to relieve a little stress? He's like, come on, Lisa.
Maybe once in a while.
He's a human, bro.
At least once in a while, he's getting a little fired up.
No matter how smart he is, he's not gonna get away from the fucking.
Well, he has like Asperger's
or-
or something, though. He's not that
Does he?
normal. Yeah, he has Asperger's. He said that.
I mean, I feel like those
Or like-
kids are. I feel like those kids are the most horniest people around.
Jeez, that's a bold statement.
Yeah, that's a bold statement, my friend.
It's a strong statement.
Tell me
Started
one kid you haven't found that's special education that isn't horny as fuck.
I mean, yeah.
Honestly, I haven't really gotten like to that level of conversation with a lot of them. I've known a lot that were maybe some form of something, and like I've never asked them about their like sexual.
That's usually my first question when I get in the room with them.
Hey,
horny,
so
buddy?
quick question: how often are you horny? Good to meet you.
That's
Yeah, you
that's
gotta
usually
wonder
my
here.
first one.
I mean,
Yeah, I get it.
You got to wonder if he really did this, and also, outside of compensation, the guy's just trying to get a little something, right? He shouldn't have offered a horse.
When did this happen?
Maybe she was flirting with him.
Maybe
the
I
whole
mean,
flight,
obviously, you think he
if
just
it
like.
did
I mean,
happen.
maybe he's weird, but do you think she just walked
Maybe
by?
he's
Anything
weird.
for you, Mr. Musk?
We can get that. Like obviously, he's a little weird.
A horse.
He's amazing. I love the guy, but he's a little weird. Yes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
probably
The
was
guy
like-
It's not
genuinely
the
believes-
first time that you've heard of like geniuses being weirdos, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like I feel like there's definitely stories out there of like geniuses, but they also like pay for prostitution. And
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
right? Like
Oh yeah. Of
you would
course.
never expect like the guy. I'm not saying he's a genius, but the dude who owns the Cowboys,
Oh,
Jerry
Jerry
Jones.
Jones.
Jerry
Yeah.
Jones,
He got caught getting one of them.
getting caught getting run down.
That
Rub and
was
tug.
the Patriots guy. I thought Bill Belichick.
I thought it was.
I think
I thought
that's
it
the
maybe-
coach, Bill Belichick.
Oh, yeah,
I think
the coach. Or was it the?
I
owner of
thought
the
Jerry
Patriots?
Jones got caught in one of those.
it was Jerry Jones for sure.
Yeah, he got caught getting a rub and tug. I mean, what a shame.
I
Could
wa-
you hire one privately?
I wonder where his spot is in Dallas. I need some ideas.
You're talking about the one, the massage parlor thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was like the big raid, and he just happened to be in there.
Happened to be
Yeah,
in
what's he
there.
doing? Getting like a $60 hand job. He's a
Yeah,
billionaire.
dude, like go to one of your chateaus, have a private masseuse come in, clean you
You
up.
would like hire a porn star. At
I
that
know, what
point.
the fuck?
You would have one on payroll.
He just may have a kink for the fucking dirty ass happy ending spots.
He's like the grosser the better.
He's like, I just want some disgusting
trailer
place.
He's run it though, Elon. Like he's fucking.
Yeah.
What were they saying about the bots too? That he's saying he might have overpaid for Twitter because there's over 60 million bots or something.
He said it could be
60% of
up
bots.
to 60% of bots on Twitter.
Honestly, that doesn't surprise me. How many fucking
Yeah.
people? How many bot accounts there are just on Instagram?
I forgot who was saying something. There was like I was watching an interview where I was talking to somebody. I don't know who it was, but they were saying they've had conversations with people for years. Were you telling me this even? I don't know, but it was like they were having conversations in DMs and commenting back and forth for years, and their account just got deleted because it wasn't even a real person. Like, how crazy is that? It's probably some like farm or
they
something
do it for
that
like
they
the
do.
good karma accounts.
Yeah, exactly.
So they build them up
They
over
have
years
all
so
these-
they can use them.
and they have all these different
It was
ones.
in a documentary for like the political stuff. Like they build up these bots over time to be like real accounts basically, so that whenever there's like a political activation or something, they can use them for that.
Yeah.
It's like the big companies like the what are they called? The one that got popped for all
Cambridge
that.
Analytica.
Yeah, those types of companies.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
You gotta think about it. Like, there's like those in in India they have all those scam centers. It's like you're probably thinking, who the hell actually gets scammed? But like, there's obviously a reason they have over 100 employees and they're running these fucking places
That thing is mind-boggling.
because motherfuckers are getting scammed. And they're
They
making
are.
so much money off it, probably.
Did you see that Nigerian prince? That one guy who he's like had this whole story of how he was like working and he was like a nobody, and then he came to like this massive jets and cars and all this stuff, and it turns out he was running some kind of like phishing scam like that. He would send an invoice. He would find someone's email like, "Hey, can you go give me a gift card?" And then he would gain-
Target and get
Get me a gift card, okay?
We're
I
doing
am
this
looking
again,
for
are
you.
we?
Yeah,
We
that was
dealt this last
racist.
week.
Shut the fuck up.
No, so they basically, this guy would like somehow access these company emails and then find out when they were invoicing certain customers, replicate the invoice, and then they would just send it as their customer, like, hey, you have to pay us, and they would change like one or two numbers, so it was slightly off, and they would pay him like hundreds of thousands of dollars a week, and no one would know for like 90 days because someone would then call you and be like, hey, we haven't gotten paid, or what the hell's going on, and this dude did it and just got away. I mean, he just got caught, but he was fucking killing it for a while.
You jot notes down, Dominic?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should do something like that.
I was kind of thinking, okay, not
Well, it's like
bad.
that guy that was just sending
Checks
invoices
out.
to Google and stuff, and they were just
Yeah,
paying
they were just paying him. Yeah,
He made like wasn't it like $100 million
yeah,
that
it
he
was
made
like
off
some
that?
crazy shit.
You got to think that they're fucking a place like Google is like they're fucking like, what's it called, their revenue stream,
Oh
and
my
just the
God.
amount of bills
Yeah.
accounts payable they have to go to is probably ridiculous.
Their electric bills like hundreds or millions of
Literally.
dollars or something like that a week, probably, or a month.
$100,000 literally isn't dick to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of scams, the Billy McFarland's out of jail, our man with Fyre Festival, and he's putting together a group of people to create new events.
To run events.
And this is the announcement. We will be working with
we
him
will be
from
working
here
with
on.
Billy McFarland. We should try to get his ass on here. That'd be so cool.
What a reputable gentleman to run events and concerts.
Yeah, he's gonna go right back into hospitality.
Who's gonna like fund that?
I
or,
don't
like,
know.
Back that.
Apparently, he's got a team assembled.
They'd be like, guys, your last one just didn't go well.
Yeah.
We're not interested.
He could totally use this as like a good PR thing, though. Like, I'm learning and I'm.
Does he think
using my
J.P.
mistakes.
Morgan's gonna be like, we'd like to fund your event?
Yeah, right. He's probably he could be working with some shady ass people. I have no idea.
I didn't watch all that documentary. Can you give it that? What was that whole thing about, Dom or Ray, whoever knows about it?
I mean, the whole thing was just kind of a shit show. Okay, I'll be honest before we even get into it. Like we were kind of talking about, I kind of feel like he really didn't try to scam. I think he just failed miserably.
I don't think he tried to scam
And
at
because
all.
of some of the lies that
He wanted
told,
it to work,
He
for
did
sure.
want it to work
Yeah.
because it wasn't even his money
He
maker.
booked everything.
He
Yeah,
was doing
wanted
it
to work.
to have the app go. So it's like
Yeah,
I
he
don't-
even had a guy suck a dick for water.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
What?
One of the guys that was in charge of getting water to this island, that like the water wouldn't get there or something.
It was
like that.
held up in customs.
Yeah, so he like sucked the dick of the guy in customs. Or
He was
something like
he
that.
was going to
Or
suck
he was
the dick.
going
yeah.
to. He didn't actually do it.
He's like, I was fully willing to
Wasn't
suck
he
his
s-
dick.
Oh, okay, so he didn't
wasn't
actually
there like a
do
bunch
it.
of like audio clips of him saying, "Well, you gotta do what you gotta do."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy was now. Why can't you find employees like that?
Yeah, that guy was a trooper.
That guy was loyal.
That
man.
guy really went the extra mile.
He really went the extra mile. He was at least willing to. Yeah, that whole thing was crazy. They came. They had all
So
the
the
weather
story's
tents.
basically sorry. So like
Oh, yeah.
the idea is that essentially they wanted to make like something like a smaller Lollapalooza on like a private island somewhere, and that's like kind of the idea. And it was like the Fyre festival, and they would like sell these bracelets or whatever to come and be on it. They would kind of like they'd fly you in, bus you to the islands, and then you would just be there, kind of like a Coachella vibe, like outside and everything, and it just wasn't planned well. So basically everyone got there and like nothing was like set up, and they all just kind of wasted their money, and they were just there like now what.
Any of those people
Oh, and then
get
they
their
didn't have water, so everyone was like dehydrated
Yeah.
and stuff. Like people were like
money.
almost
so
dying.
fucked up.
They
Yeah.
didn't have any. They tried to do it on Pablo Escobar's island first. That's how they advertised it. That it was on Pablo Escobar's island, and then they weren't able to do that. And then they moved to a new island, and they tried to build everything, and they weren't able to do that. So they went to like another area that was just like a part of a bigger.
But they had already like sold all the tickets.
Yeah. And then they needed more money, so then they said, we're going to do like a private yacht or like a private cabana. It's a $250,000 package, and they would like sell like 10 of these things. And there
Holy
was
fuck.
nothing there. Then they got
Yeah.
down to the wire and were like, we're coming up with these bracelets that you can put your credit card on, fund it now so you can just get shit for free basically at the festival. And they just took all the cash and tried to fund the rest of the project to try to get it. None of it worked. I mean, you got at some point you should just been like, here's the money back. We're not doing this
Well, the
anymore.
money's already gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no
I mean,
giving money
they could have
back.
cut their losses a lot earlier than they, than they
Yeah,
did though.
he's a visionary.
A true visionary.
It's like Theranos.
Yeah, literally.
His first mistake was trying to fucking do it on an island. There's just so much logistics that goes into that. How the fuck are you supposed to get water over there? What if the water's not deep enough to bring a ferry over?
But here's the thing, though. I
If
think
people
if
don't
you
think
Also
about that.
hurricane insurance.
if you
Yeah,
put that
hurricane
in,
insurance, those are a real thing.
The real
tornadoes.
fans will get
It's a
that
real
one.
thing.
Those
It's a
are
real-
actually real.
Those are real.
Tornadoes, not so much.
Not so much. The thing is, though, I feel like if this guy put a couple years behind it and like actually talked and worked the logistics out, you could totally
Did it-
make something work.
Partnered up with like a Live Nation.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be on like an island. It could have been like fucking Hawaii. That's more doable.
That'd have been dope,
True.
actually, like
That's a
a
good
Hawaii.
That's more doable. That's
Billy.
an island.
We're reaching out now.
Billy, we'd like to talk.
We'd like to talk about a new festival,
At least a place with a fucking airport.
the Water Festival in Hawaii.
We're gonna do a festival in the water. Don't ask how we're gonna run the cables.
Don't ask how we're going to do anything. We're just going to make it happen. $10,000 tickets.
The internet's in the water. I think we can get some sound cables through there.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
watch
I
out
mean,
for sharks.
I wonder what this guy's going to be up to now. Like, what is his first event going to be? Honestly, would you buy it if he had like some crazy event? I'd probably go.
No.
No.
You don't want
You wasted all your money. Everyone wasted their money. People spent like
Maybe.
thousands
I mean,
of
do you think he's
dollars.
going to risk going back to jail again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not on
No,
purpose,
but just
I
his
think that he's got a
reputation
bad
is just
track
kind of tarnished.
record.
Could he do it? Yeah, but
Yeah.
Like, I would want to see him partnered up with like a Live Nation, Ticketmaster,
Or successfully
like a
pull off
big,
anything
a big
first.
company. But what company is going to work with him?
Yeah, I'm surprised he went back into hospitality. I
But
don't like the same.
Let's
Well,
not
what's he
count
gonna
him
do,
out.
sell insurance?
Jordan Belfort.
Oh,
was,
he could have done.
Jordan Belfort was locked up, and now he's making more money now
That's a
probably.
very, very good point.
So
Yeah.
fucking seminars and
But he didn't go back to trading stocks. This guy went right
He's-
back to what he sucked at.
he was on an interview with Vlad TV. Jordan Belfort. It was so funny. The guy just talks. He talks so fast. He's like, "Listen,
Yeah.
I'm not even banned from the stock market. It was only 20 years suspension. I'm not." And like, Vlad was just trying to like hammer him, fucking like thing. Well, you scam people. He's like, "Well, listen, I made money for tons of people."
Did you see his interview with Grant Cardone?
No.
They had a one-on-one.
Oh
conversation.
yes, he was shitting on Grant, right?
Yeah, he made Grant look really bad, and then Grant's like, "Dude, I think people would love to see us fight." Okay. He's like, "How about me and you in the cage?"
They had was it a podcast or was it from a steak
It was a
concert?
podcast because he's got the Wolf's Den, and he had Grant on. And Grant was in there, and he's like, dude, you got to sell. You got to pick up the phone, start calling.
Oh, he was saying, I remember this. He was talking about, he's like, listen, man, if somebody doesn't want to sell it to you, if they don't want to sell you now, they're going to sell you later.
No is still a level of interest, okay? He's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. He's like, move on. It's not. He goes, come on, man. He's like, everyone in your world's using drugs, okay? He's like, let's fight. And Jordan's like, I'm not here to fight you, man. That was the funniest shit ever.
Jordan Belfort, I'm not here to fight you.
I'm not here to fight.
Your GC impression is dead.
Come on, Danny.
Listen, man, I'm saying you can do
all you ball players. Look, man, all you ball players, you're stupid, man. You're stupid.
It's 100 plus 25 plus 60 equals 825,000. That's 10x.
That's all you need to do, man. Okay. He's like, live on 2% of your income.
Listen,
I'm
don't
like,
take
Grant, it's impossible.
Don't take your money and go buy all the cars and buy yourself an investment. Take that money, go buy real estate.
He's like, this paddock right here. He's like, yeah, come on, look at that. He's like, yeah, come on.
It's funny because
stupid.
when you listen through it, he actually has really good advice.
He's legit. Yeah,
he just has to like cut through everything.
Yeah. A lot of the shit he does is like obviously satire.
And
or like
so
at least a
funny.
show. It's great,
Yeah.
but the guy is legitimately a billionaire. Like he knows what he's doing.
You can't fake this shit. Man.
You can't fake it yet.
Probably not liquid, but he has $1
not
billion
at all
in
liquid. He says that.
real
He has
estate.
no cash.
He's this man. I want $0 in the
He
bank.
always says,
dude.
he's like, you shouldn't have cash, man.
Listen, if you have cash in the bank, it ain't making you money.
Come on, man. You got to figure it out, okay?
He used to he leveraged his $15 million apartment or something to start the whole crowdfunded.
Did he really?
Yeah, something it was some weird sketchy shit kind of.
It's not sketchy. It's just kind of what it takes.
That guy, I don't know. He just comes off as
I know
used car
I
salesman.
wouldn't be surprised if a story came out that it was all bullshit.
Oh, I would not
Yes.
be
Yeah,
shocked.
I would not be surprised at all.
Does he have
I
great
don't think
ideas?
it's true,
Yeah, but I feel I don't know. He just seems like the type of used car salesman. So I mean,
yeah.
his persona, a lot of people buy into it, which is cool because he does have a lot of good ideas and he's doing really. He's giving a lot of people
killing
hope.
Yeah.
The people who have no fucking idea what they're doing. He helps a lot, but I feel like there's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Inflation in what he says. I don't know. It's just kind of loaded.
Maybe embellishing how much property he owns or that
Exactly.
kind of thing. Yeah.
$5 billion, man. Come on now.
Exactly, man. You don't know what you're talking about. Man, I have a jet.
I got a jet, man.
Or that it's all kind of built on a house of cards with the crowdfunding. So he probably is buying all this real estate, but how
owns 10%.
How stable is it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he,
I wonder if people are making money off that.
Supposedly they are.
Supposedly he does every
But
month.
I've never
He does his
talked to a
checks.
single person that has done it. So I don't know. Who knows?
But his minimum buy-in's $5K, which is not a lot. So it's how much? He's like,
I thought
but
it was
even
more.
minimum. You have some of the funds are for $5K, but you
Are
get
you in it?
3%.
Are we offending you? He's like I've been a member.
I've been a member of the Cardone Scientology. You know he's a Scientologist too.
Listen, Cardone Capital is the king of the world.
I'm like, come on, guys. Seriously, he's a good guy.
He's gonna be president.
It's fucking real. Stop making fun
He
of him.
keeps telling me the checks are coming.
I'm not going to lie to you, though. I could almost guarantee. It's when you go to country clubs, you get a lot of business, right?
Yeah.
I'd almost guarantee this motherfucker went into Scientology so he could get business. Scientology is one of the biggest, landowners. They own half of... What's the part in Florida that they own? It's St. Petersburg or something like that. They've got,
Huge compound.
Not a compound. They own, half the real estate in one of these little areas in Florida.
Jesus.
Literally 50% of the real
St.
estate.
Pete.
New York College is the biggest real estate holder in New York.
New York College?
Yeah, New York University or something like that.
Wow.
They're the biggest landholder.
That's insane.
Which I guess is fucked up because they don't pay taxes.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Smart motherfuckers.
Well, it's the state.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Also,
there's a lot of smart people that go to that school.
Also, Catholic. The Catholic Church is a big. Oh, and the Mormon one. The Mormon. Didn't you see the thing where they had $500 million stockpiled away for they thought there's
the Mormons did?
I think it was a Mormon church or something.
Wow.
Like that. I could be dead wrong on which, but there's some religion. I think it was that one that had maybe even more. It was could have been $1 billion stockpiled away for Armageddon or something like that. I don't know.
It's gonna be a shame when they figure out that it's all bullshit.
When they die, you mean? None of it's
when they
real?
Die.
And they just have $1 billion just sitting
You
there.
got no faith. That's just sad.
Not a faithful
Andrew.
man.
Wow. It's just horrible
Let's
to hear
not-
something.
I
Let's
don't-
talk about that story. Speaking of faithful.
I don't want to talk about my faith. Let's talk about something else.
Let's talk about something else.
What was it?
This is a
That's
conversation I can get pretty interested in if you'd like to, Andrew.
I mean, we could talk about it, but you
No,
guys are
fuck
gonna be
that.
really really, it's gonna be a fucking morbid ass podcast. There ain't nothing after you go. It's just dirt, and that's it. Ain't you know anesthesia? It's just like that.
You're like just like that, like coma.
What the fuck were we just talking about before this? Scientology.
Scientology shit.
Yeah, he says he had. I think he's like, man, Scientology. If I didn't join Scientology, I wouldn't have done any of this.
That's literally what he literally says. His success is based on Scientology.
You know they have mandatory community service every day.
Yeah, did you say like 2 hours a day or something they have to do?
I don't know the exact hours. They have mandatory community service from what I was reading about. And if you don't do it, everybody, Tom Cruise, Leah Remini, all of them, it doesn't matter how high you are. Every day you have to do some type of service towards them for community service. And if you don't do it that day, you have to make it up.
Are we talking about
day.
like cleaning roads or like what are we talking about?
I don't know exactly what it entails, but it's like
That's a good question.
Or like
what
cleaning
does
up
that
the
mean?
church?
no, it's
Probably
like,
like
dude, it's
weird
some type of.
shit.
It's like you have to go in. It's
Or
some
like
type of
jerking
shit.
off an alien or something?
No,
Yeah.
no, but
That is a weird ass religion.
But
I
you
would
know
honestly
what? It's
join
not
it.
that far-fetched.
Yeah.
Isn't the idea that like aliens are like our god or something like that, or like aliens created us?
yeah, dude. But
Someone explain
Welcome
it
to
to me.
Scientology.
Listen, dude.
Someone explain it to me. It's something weird like that.
Listen, that's it. He's like, that's it. He's like, that's it, dude. Now go buy yourself. A
He's
jet.
like, dude, give me the secrets to life, man. Come on. He's like, show me the money, okay, and I'll be in. That's crazy. I think I saw something that you sent me about like how they basically you have to buy courses, and then like while you're buying the course, and you're how to be a better father, and then you're watching this course, and it's like, but here's all the bad things you're doing as a dad. There's another course that we can sell you. It's basically one big Ponzi scheme.
yeah.
It's fucking crazy how big they are and how popular they are.
Well, dude, it's like fucked up because the dude who made it in the 40s, I forget his name, Miscavige or some shit. He was a science fiction author.
Yeah, literally.
He was a science
Really?
fiction author. Yes.
That's the person who made it
He was
up?
a science fiction author.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I don't know.
This is
I've
probably
heard some really convincing
this is
arguments
probably
so
the
far,
greatest
and
story
I'm
he's ever
converted.
told.
This is the greatest. He didn't even realize how big this thing got.
He's
like,
like
holy shit.
he's probably like 500 people. He's like, God damn, people actually believe in it.
Yeah, literally.
I'm convinced.
I'm convinced.
I'm converted. You guys have told me some amazing anecdotes
Yeah.
from the community.
No, it's
and
fucked up. Like
I'm
Leah
in.
Remini's show on Netflix about Scientology.
Who that is?
You know the girl from King of Queens? Have you ever watched King of
Oh,
Queens?
yeah.
The girl, the wife, she was in Scientology for years, and then she just figured out it was fucking horse shit.
There's this
How'd she
one
figure that
dude.
out?
And they were sending
Did
her
she
like
go to
cease and
space?
desist letters, and no, you dumb fuck, they didn't go to space.
Did she go to space?
No,
And
I
she's
guess
like, I don't
they
buy it.
brought her into
So,
like
yeah.
they brought her into like the highest levels. Like when you're a celebrity, you get higher levels. So like Tom Cruise has people who work for him who would literally kill somebody for him, and they would have if Tom Cruise killed somebody.
Told you, I'm convinced.
If Tom Cruise killed somebody, there's like some title he has, like a special title that
Someone will go down.
somebody will go down for him, and they without a question, and they will do it willingly.
That's amazing. I mean, it's.
I told you, I'm
fucked up.
convinced.
I mean, you know what? I think what we do is we do a series, and we join Scientology. We document our
And we
experiences.
wear GoPros on our head.
And we go. There's actually a guy on TikTok that I've seen who does that. He's got a hidden camera in his glasses, and he goes to like, well, basically they also make you confess everything you've ever done in your life, and that's what they hold over your head. You have to tell them everything about you.
They wouldn't have that much to hold over my head.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like, what are you gonna
nothing
fucking?
like that bad.
I mean, like my text. What do you got?
It's a niche joke.
Maybe. Yeah, that was absolutely fucked. But I mean, but yeah, you never know. I mean, it's definitely a unique ass shit. I mean, because especially the idea of like the aliens. Well, because okay, even going into like, I mean, not saying Scientology is real or nothing, obviously, but just the idea of aliens and shit, and like what we're seeing right now with the government doing all of the UFOs talks in Congress. There is
Yeah.
400, literally 400 confirmed incidences or sightings of unidentified aerial phenomenon that the government has confirmed.
Yeah.
Like, and then so my dad is not a believer in any of this shit. He's like, "There's no fucking aliens."
Well,
What are
it's
you
already
talking
out
about?
now. Like, you
But I
can't
go,
even-
Dad, you can't argue
it's
it.
new. It's out.
He goes, "Don't you think some guy might have built it?" I said, "Are you serious?" He goes, "Look at Elon Musk." I go, "How many people work for Elon Musk to build one rocket ship, let alone an anti-gravity machine that's off radar and
Yeah.
goes at the speed of light?" He goes, "Some guys are smart."
That can drop
No.
from 40
take
that can
billions
drop
to
from
build something
40
like that.
to drop from 40,000 feet to like a couple hundred feet in 2 seconds.
And
And
then
then like
go
go
out of the-
underwater and
yeah.
shit too. Yeah, no, those are definitely
that
not from
that
here.
footage
For sure.
Or maybe like Russia or China.
The one
Well,
footage,
yeah.
Maybe
yeah,
that,
maybe.
but-
I mean, dude, I don't. It's like what? Here's the thing. What could it be? Like,
That's the thing. What can it be?
okay, you think about it. Okay, if it's somebody other country, like what the fuck is it? Like, how far is somebody else's technology in the future like that advanced that we did? you can't. There's just no possibility with how how flight works right now that something can drop from 40,000 to zero in fucking 3 seconds. It takes fucking. I can't. I don't want to imagine how long it takes jet like an F-15 or something like that to drop down to 40,000 feet. That's fucking high. That's high. Like that's a fucking.
Are you referencing one of like the sightings that they saw or something?
Yes.
I haven't heard about this.
So dude, there's a whole. I wish we had a fucking TV in here we could put it on. There's a whole. You know how like on the fighter pilots it has like the night vision type of thing. It's green. It has all the boxes.
Yes,
and shit.
sure.
The guy is he's a. And I don't want to say commander. He's a pilot, but he's a really reputable guy. Rogan had him on, and he had talked about it. He's a really reputable guy. No bullshit. From the Army, been serving for like 25 years in the Army or longer. And the footage is just him. It's the actual footage of this thing. It looks like a disc flying. And this is like from like 2-3 years ago. And this is what they're talking about in Congress, a part of it, because it's and there's a radar. He's like, what is that? What is that? And then like he was just talking about how it was dropping off of the radar, and then they pick it back up like 30 miles out, and then it was just when he saw it, they were circling. It was just hovering above the water, and it was just like. He says it looked like the water was like vibrating underneath it, like like.
That's so sick.
And he's saying it dropped from 40. That's what I was saying. It dropped from their cruising altitude to like down to sea level in like seconds.
Oh my god!
It dropped off. It dropped off a radar and everything.
Well, there's no more. Like even the government isn't denying it anymore.
I know.
Like,
No,
they've come out and said it's true.
And now it's just like, what is it?
But here's
That's
the thing.
question.
Here's
So
the
I don't
thing.
know why.
I don't know how like information is like classifying stuff in government. It's like if they knew that it was something that they didn't want us to see, you would think that they would probably hide it. That's why, you know what I mean? Like how
if we were doing it, you're saying?
well, like if the government doesn't want us to see something, they can definitely do that. They can
For
make
sure.
sure like there's ways for them to classify stuff so we don't see. There's tons of stuff we don't know.
Yeah.
If they didn't want us to see that, they had to get that footage from somewhere and it had to be posted. It was off of a fucking fighter pilot. Like unless somebody grabbed it and just it got leaked or whatever, but like if they didn't want them talking
some
about
of it
it,
is like leaked stuff, and then eventually they have to just come out and admit it because there's just been like years of that.
True.
And there's also only like tidbits that they're giving us. Like I was watching one of the, like on those lives when they do the Congress shit, and I was just kind of watching it for like 10 minutes. And one of the things they were asking was, do we have any land material that we've collected that we can't explain? And they did like their non-answer answer, and they go, well, how about the ocean? And one of the guys interrupts them and goes, that's probably better discussed in a closed session. So it's like,
Yeah, the Pentagon
how much
did
do they
say,
fucking know?
I don't know if you saw the Pentagon thing, but they came out and they said like, yes, we want the people to know things, but we only want them to know things that will benefit
Sure,
them. And
exactly.
we want to like hold things that we're unsure about just for national security.
It's cool because think about how many weird things you think they're researching, because they don't know some of the stuff. They probably found some like really fucked up stuff. They're trying to really
They
figure
might
out.
honestly just like not have an answer yet. So
That's the
like,
thing. Yeah. Why are we going to tell someone we don't even know what it is?
We don't know. Why would we say something that
And it
we
could
be wrong?
Terrifying.
Yeah, or like not at all.
Yeah.
Like I mean, if there are aliens, think about it. There's been like sightings for like 100 years. Supposedly, even like before that, like there's like drawings in like Egypt and stuff, like ancient Egypt and like the pyramids and stuff. So these things could have been around forever, and they haven't done anything yet. Maybe Facebook, questionable.
You never know.
The lizard man.
But anyways,
there hasn't like been like a big catastrophe yet with aliens. So like,
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't assume that they're here to fuck
not
us
like
up.
flying around bombing us.
No,
like,
no. I think the biggest thing is more of just like the curiosity of like, what is it? And like, how do we engage?
And I wonder if like
with
they're
it?
thinking the same thing. They're like flying around. Like, what are these fucking things?
Like, what the fuck is this thing?
you would think that
so slow.
You would think that these. You would think that these. You would think that these pussies would come down and do something, though, right?
You want them to start a war with us, Andy?
No, I'm not saying I want the shit to be like Independence Day with Will Smith, but like I don't
you
know.
would imagine if they're like making aircrafts that are as advanced as they are, that they're a little bit more like evolved than us, and probably have like sound a little
weapons
little
of mass
hippie,
destruction.
But you would think that they've maybe like evolved past like this idea of like warfare.
Hippie.
Like they're not like shooting.
Like
at each
they're
other
looking at us
anymore.
like we're just fucking marbles rolling around a fucking
like just a bunch of
little playing
idiots. Like
field.
why are they shooting each other? Like they could be like making aircrafts like ours.
Or
Like,
it could
why are
be
they fighting over land.
Or it could be they look at us like we look at ants and they don't even understand what the fuck's going on. They're just like researching us. Like,
That's what I mean. Like, but you'd think they've like if they can make what they've made, you'd think they've evolved to a point where like they definitely understand what we are.
Sure, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah,
if they're making that, there obviously some intelligence going on.
And also, we have unmanned drones. Like, what's to say these things aren't filled with aliens? Like, they could be from another galaxy, and they've sent like an
Now that's the
Oh, I see.
stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life.
No,
I
you
see what
fucking
mean. So
idiot.
you're saying like they're
I'm saying
sending
like,
drones. There's
well,
not actually
everyone
a
thinks
person
that there's
in it.
aliens in
They're
these
just
fucking things. But
surveillance.
what if it's just like a little fucking ball?
No, that's a good point. It's just surveillance.
Doesn't have to have an alien in it.
Oh, I thought you meant
Jesus,
like. I thought
open
you
your
meant
It took
fucking
me a
ears.
second
I
to
thought
catch what
I thought you
okay,
meant
I
like the
got it.
unmanned.
Maybe I'm the idiot
I thought you
here.
meant the
No.
unmanned drones we have. Like there's little aliens we talking about. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh,
I thought
okay,
you
no,
meant
no,
the
no, no.
U.S. Air Force had like aliens flying
No,
drones.
no,
Yeah,
no,
here,
no,
here,
no,
buddy.
no.
Here,
No,
we'll
like-
strap you in.
Little fucking Roger.
No, you fucking idiot. I'm
We
talking
got
about.
ET and a drone.
like they have drones that they just send out.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to
No,
have
that's a
an
good
alien
point,
in
though.
it. It
Yeah.
could be something that is
We
like
should
an
fucking shoot one of these things.
That's
down.
what I'm
A sentinel.
saying. They had
Shoot that thing down, man.
For all
We-
we know, they're just fucking jello in there.
They literally have a report in 1940 or some shit, and I'm probably fucking the dates up, but they have literally a report. It could
like
be at any
2010.
time. It's like dude, last month, 1940 or something like that, and they literally have reports that they had they shot anti-aircraft fucking machines at this, or anti-aircraft weapon at this thing that they saw in the sky, thinking it was like and it avoided it. Like they have like pictures of this thing getting shot at. And it just
and
like
it was just the Wright brothers just testing flight.
That's what
They
I'm
just
saying.
fucking knocked them out of the sky.
the start of American Airlines.
They're like, what is that thing up there? They've never
Like
seen a plane
America.
before, so they're just unloading on 'em.
Exactly.
Dude, it is fucked up.
Anyway,
though.
so aliens drive our drones for the Air Force.
Yeah, right.
That's our stance.
Dude, what you gotta think about it. It'd be kind of cool if like this goes all the way back to like fucking like World War II and like Nazis and everything, because like, dude, like, listen, relax. I'm not going to fucking. You guys all get worried. He's talking about the Holocaust.
Oh my God,
What's he gonna say?
What's he gonna say?
Bad
He-
track record. with
That
that
Drew.
topic.
He's just so I just can't handle him. He's just so off the cuff sometimes. He needs to he needs to really reel it in. Relax.
I love how
Relax.
nobody said this.
I can feel it. I can feel it.
Nobody has said anything like
But
this.
you hear all these theories that like Hitler had yes, I said him. I had said Hitler. Hitler had
You're
fucking,
like creating all of these
Yeah, he's
things.
got his own narrative
You're
going
fighting
on right
yourself
I
right
don't
now.
know, because I know like everyone says Hitler. Oh, he said Hitler. Oh my God. Yes, I said Hitler. The H word.
The H word.
He had a whole unit meant to finding ancient artifacts and religious artifacts, like the spear he wanted to find, the Grail, like all these things that he was obsessed with this, and there was this fucking crazy theory I read. Let me read this off for you guys because it's a lot of shit.
You got it queued up?
I got
He
it queued
does.
up. I have some screenshots. I'm gonna explain it.
It's fucking wild.
Okay, so this thing was called. Shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna
Okay, so
refill,
there was
please.
there was a weapon that was apparently, rumored made by Germany that was called, I'm fucked up the things here, Die Glocke, known as the Nazi bell. The documents went into great detail about how it worked and what it is capable of. The Nazi bell was supposedly housed in a military facility called Die Rises, located close to the Czech border in Poland. And the weapon stood at around 5 meters, 15 feet high, and around 9 feet wide, blah, blah, blah. It was stored underneath underground stone circular structure called the henge, which is still here today. Ancient symbols similar to hieroglyphics decorated the bottom of the Nazi bell. 2 cylinders, which rotate in opposite directions, were within the weapon's structure and were filled with a substance called Zerum 525. This was apparently an anti-gravity technology. When tested, it was released from its underground facility while chained to the henge to prevent it from flying off. The purpose of this weapon, when the Nazi bell was in motion, the visions of the past could be seen upon its inner mirror-like surface. The anti-gravity technology could warp time and space. This was the true purpose of the Nazi bell. It was a time machine. And apparently it has not been found. And there was an incident.
So time out. Are we sure Hitler didn't just like time travel?
True, but here's the thing. There was an
I didn't
incident
think he'd go for that.
in 1965 that raised a few eyebrows. Something. The initial report stated that the strange bell-shaped object had crashed in the woods near a town. Like a bell-shaped object crashed there. And the mysterious craft even had hieroglyphic symbols on its base.
So Hitler's amongst
That's
us.
fucked.
So Hitler just time traveled. I'm telling you. That's my new belief.
Well, dude, it's like there's so many of these theories out there that
I'm
like
just hopping fences over
there's
here.
all those like weird theories that like say that like the reason they were so advanced is because Hitler was getting technology from like
The
aliens and shit, like, which is like super far-fetched, but it's like they were so advanced.
Is it far-fetched though?
With
With everything that's coming out
genuinely
now?
don't believe so.
I don't think it's far-fetched.
No.
I think it's like crazy to think about. Like it's like wild, but like it's not
Yeah.
far-fetched to think that it could be real.
Not to mention we took all of his top engineers and started our space program with them.
Yeah,
so
and
it's
look
like
at
obviously
BMW,
they knew
Mercedes. I don't know.
something. Mercedes. Mercedes, you have white BMW? Yeah. Dude, literally though, you have no
Dude,
idea.
it's crazy to think about that. Like, there's just so much crazy, weird stuff that was going on around that time in that area of the world. Like with the experiments that were going on, like he was obsessed with like finding like immortality and all this shit. Like he was a fucking psychopath, obviously, to some point, but like he wasn't stupid. So obviously, if there was something out there, maybe he was deranged and we just don't know.
Sure.
But he obviously had a whole like employees of people that were going out and trying to find these things, unearth these objects. So like, I don't know, dude, it's crazy, but like
He literally was so dedicated to finding that stuff. Everything. Like, I mean, why are you so upset? I mean, maybe maybe
the spear
just
was
deranged,
apparently what was stabbed into Jesus on the cross, correct?
I don't know. I think so.
That's what
I
it
knew a
was,
little bit
apparently.
more about it a while ago, but I
Yeah.
think there was something like that where it was that, or it was used in something else, and it was supposedly able to give you life or something like that. I have no clue. But he was trying to find that, the Holy Grail, Fountain of Youth. He had all that shit. And then didn't they find the Holy Grail? Isn't it somewhere stored that like I think one like recent government in like
Jay-Z
the 50s
has some work on that topic.
Jay-Z
Yeah.
does have work on that topic. I do agree. Yeah, that is a very
Holy
good point.
Grail.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
The song, I get it. That's
Wow.
funny.
Might be all a little slow today.
Yeah, I didn't get my matcha tea over there.
Your match get these.
But
I haven't
Fuck.
taken my math yet.
plausible or not possible? I don't know. I think super crazy.
What? That bell thing exists?
Not the bell. Just the bell thing is fucking crazy by itself.
I think everything's possible.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like I don't know. It's just like
All I know is that we're like sitting in here, like, what do we know? Like, there's so, like, look,
true. There's
We're
so
in a
much
500
shit.
square
Yeah.
foot condo.
And then you think about also like you got guys like Jeff Bezos out there. Like he recently just started that like $1 billion research group to like basically cure death. Like
Oh
how
yeah,
they're
I
saying
saw
like
about
aging
that.
is like a disease. So he has like the top scientists in the world working on curing aging. And so I mean, if he's doing that, what else is
That
he-
dude's like a
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just
cyborg,
saying, like,
bro.
that's what we know about. I'm just saying, like, if
Yeah.
you're one of the richest men in the world, I think that you could probably hide something.
For sure.
So
yeah.
maybe Hitler was hiding stuff. Maybe they're not related, Bezos and Hitler. But I'm just saying, powerful people can do some crazy shit.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
A lot of tools at their disposal to be able to find something like that.
I mean, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, like if you had hundreds of billions of dollars, wouldn't you try to find the shit that everyone's always talked
He
about?
could so
True.
easily, like any of these people could go easily like, start like some like side company and have like thousands of employees just like doing crazy shit.
Yeah. Like, hey, I want to go find the Holy Grail. Right now, I have no money to do that. But if I had 250, 300 billion dollars, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna find that fucking thing. Like, I'm gonna put 10 billion into it and just figure it out. Hunt
Yeah.
it.
And the thing about going back to that is like the most fucked up part is that we really don't know if Hitler died that day.
Oh yeah.
The
Well, he
sh-
time traveled. You
I
already convinced me.
genuinely do not believe this.
No,
No,
already convinced
'cause
me
they were
time
saying
traveled.
that when
That's a fact.
they
That's a fact.
I guess the shards that they had from the bone structure that it didn't match up to what the Russians had.
It was an inch shorter.
Yeah,
His body was an inch shorter, and he was known to use body doubles.
Say this again. Whose body was an inch
Hitler.
shorter?
Hitler, when he supposedly popped himself off when he knew it was all over, that he, when they found him burned and shit, he was an inch shorter, and he was like notorious for using body doubles. So there's a theory out there that he escaped that day and didn't actually take his own life, which I could believe because there's also that one thing that Tim Kennedy did in South America where there's
Yes,
like literally
finding Hitler.
there are German towns in South America that only speak German in the mountains. Like, and they all started because in the late 40s, a bunch of German old ex-Nazis came in and like settled there. They have like Nazi memorabilia. They all speak German, and this is like in South America. It's really weird. And I mean, I could totally see that. He
well,
escaped.
there is like for sure proof that high Nazi generals and everything died in South America on a beach. That's
Yeah.
like the one dude who was a super high ranking Nazi. He died on a beach. Just died on the beach in South America.
Really? No shit. I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
Do you hear the music?
Is there music
Like,
going on?
Take your headphones off for a second.
Wow.
That's been playing this whole time. I'm gonna have like a fucking aneurysm.
I can't. Luckily, we
Do you guys
can't hear
want?
it
Do
on
you
a
guys
hard
want?
day.
You guys want to shut that door?
Well, the music's coming from upstairs, I think.
I'm pretty sure it's that concert.
Oh, there's a
it's
concert over
yeah,
there?
It's raining right
Can you
now,
shut
and
the
there's
door
a
'cause my
fucking
headphones are on?
concert. I mean, could you believe it? These guys, I mean, listen, I give them props to stand outside in the rain, just jamming their guitars, hoping for the best.
For 6 people.
Fuck, maybe 3 now. How many are out there?
We got like 25 Karens with umbrellas out.
There's 25 people out there?
Hey, Ray, while you're over there, can you turn the fucking AC on? It's hot as a motherfucker
It
in
is
here.
so hot in here. I'm sweating my balls.
Huh?
It's like not right there. It's like totally down there.
We can take a brief intermission.
The AC is on though.
It's hot as fuck in here.
It's on.
Ray's like, yeah, and
He goes, what's your point?
do you pay this? Do you pay
Sweat
the
it
electric
out.
bill here?
You know how much my AC is going to go up?
Just go and walk over there.
Yeah, no, I believe you, Habibti. I believe you.
Yeah, but that's fucked up. But
I know.
I don't know, man. It's kind of fishy.
It is. I mean, also, too, just kind of like going back to the UFO stuff. Obviously, like we were kind of talking about where they're just giving us a little bit of teasers on what they know. How much do they know? How much are we trying? Like the Bob Lazar thing. Have you heard of Bob Lazar?
For some reason, I have. I don't
Okay.
know. Who is that?
Great.
This is like the one dude, if you're kind of skeptical on UFOs and our government's involvement with them, this is the one dude that literally would probably make you believe in it
And
because
that-
it's not like an outlandish story.
Either he's the best liar we've ever
Yeah.
seen, or he's just like
Is this
his
the
story.
military general guy?
No.
No.
He said that he worked at a area S22,
S4.
Don't quote, S4 area S4, and it was like basically they brought him in as like a scientist because he like
Oh, is this the guy that found that like element that like wasn't on
Yes,
the table?
yes,
Oh my
yes,
god,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
That stuff
He knew
is
about that like
insane.
20 years
That's the
before.
guy that got killed, right?
No, he's still alive.
still.
Oh no, that was a water powered car guy that got
Yeah, that guy got fucking
that guy
murked.
that was real. That
Yeah.
guy actually got poisoned.
Yeah.
But, okay, go on.
Yeah, but he worked at Area S4, and he has this whole story about how he was working there, and they had crashed objects that were ships that they would bring people in basically every 10 years and switch them out, or every certain amount of years, so it would keep everything fresh, and like just they were just deconstructing and reverse engineering these ships to figure out how to work them and how to start them, and he has this whole thing that they took him out flying, and then long story short, when he left and he spoke about it, they found out he spoke about it to like his friends and stuff, that they just basically made it look like he never worked there, and then like he came out with a story.
It's a crazy thing though. The reason he came out is because so like when he was working there, he was like this really smart nuclear physicist or whatever he was doing, engineer, and he was only working on the propulsion system, and it was him and another guy, and the reason he got replaced was because the other guy died in an explosion or something like that. So he came in, and they were all he talks about it like, I don't know everything about the UFO. He's like, I was working on one compartment out of like hundreds of compartments, and there were just teams that would work on one specific compartment, so obviously they didn't have all the info. And so when you're working for the government and you're under top secret stuff, they monitor your day-to-day to make sure nothing's going on and you're not doing stupid shit. So he started getting followed, and he started freaking the fuck out because he saw vans everywhere and he was getting followed. He gets really paranoid. So he thinks he's about to get killed. So he's like, I have to go out and say something because worst case scenario, like I get publicity and they can't kill me, otherwise they'll all know. They were really following him because he didn't know his wife was cheating on him and they were monitoring the phone calls. So they started following him around because you can't have like a bad household while you're working for the government, apparently, just psychologically. But he didn't know this. So he thought he was getting followed because he was being killed, but they started following just to make sure he was okay because of the cheating shit. And he comes out and just says, I'm working for Area S4. It's right by Area 51. I'm working on a UFO. Here are my credentials. Here's what I did. Here's the people I've worked with. Like, he laid everything out. He's been under like thousands of lie detector tests and has come for the past like 20 years, has never faulted at all. And then they tried to erase all of his like taxes, his social security number, education. They tried to erase everything about this guy. But to this day, he sticks with the same exact story. And he's like, this doesn't help my life. He goes, my life has been ruined because of this. He's like, I don't have a lot of friends. Like, it's impossible for me to do anything. He's like, this is not helping me. So I don't know why you guys think I would lie about something like this.
That's awesome.
Badass motherfucker to come out with
Crazy.
that. But just funny how that
It
works.
makes you fucking think like, man,
I know.
what if?
Right? And that was like for 20 years. Drew's like, yeah, that's right. He like goes home. He's like, everyone's hopping on the hub. He hops on UFO. Hey, come on now. Let's see that fly. Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
get there real quick.
Fucking guy.
No, but it's fucked up because like he's been trying just to find like there is a lot of stuff that like he had like a badge thing and all this stuff that he was trying to show them that he worked there because everyone was like, dude, you're bullshitting. There's not even any files on you. It's like they deleted his education and everything. His like everywhere he went, And there's like news articles about him. Like he was like this super bright young guy. He strapped like a fucking rocket to the back of a car.
When he was like 15 or some
shit. Yeah. So he was like a super smart guy. But there really is no reason. I was trying to think like what money could he be making besides if it's off like Netflix? 'Cause I know he did a documentary, but how much money?
That was 20 years later.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It takes so long to get to that.
Yeah,
point.
like
why? And you know how much he was probably making working for a top secret UFO organization?
Made like $1 million a year.
He was probably getting
either that or like he has to be like he probably started it and was like, "Fuck, I have to go with this now."
Well, I would assume that's why. I mean, I would almost get like he was even talking about because he started getting followed, and that's why he came out. You imagine if they never followed him, we would have probably never heard about this story, and if his wife wasn't a fucking whore.
That too. Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought that up.
I'm glad you brought that up.
I got some conspiracies about her as well.
Yeah, 100%. She's an alien.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. She was fucking one of the aliens that he was building the ship
and
for.
that's who runs Facebook now. That turned into Facebook.
That was Facebook.
Bob Lazar's wife
is Mark Zuckerberg.
Is Mark Zuckerberg, yeah.
Wow. Isn't it small
you
world?
You heard it here first, yeah. So
small world.
Anyways, now they have your data.
It's wow.
Oh. Have you guys been getting? Did you guys get a check from Facebook?
I didn't sign up for that, but I should have.
For that. Who got that?
There was like some settlement that went down for like they were using your face and information, like your biometric scans, and I guess it's illegal in Illinois.
What?
Yeah. They were like storing your biometrics or something like that.
That's insane.
So a bunch of these people are getting like $400 checks.
But you had to like sign up for it, and I didn't because I'm an idiot.
I just got one of those in the mail, and I didn't know if I should sign up. Maybe I should do it for a different company, but fuck, you're $400. Some beer money for the weekend. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, those guys are sketchy, man. But I like it now. Like it gets harder because they have like all those privacy laws they're putting in place. So all their advertising has been just completely shit lately.
They're just, I don't know. I feel like they're just so much leaps and bounds in front of the law. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Like how much can we really? How much can the go?
What happened to your hand?
I was going against some fucking big ass bear in fucking jiu-jitsu, and I don't know. I was trying to do a little Toriando pass on him, and it didn't go well. And I just my hand just went like this on his thigh and just like split. I don't know. It fucking kills.
I get in this car today. I'm like, when did you get this on? Like, when did you put it on? He's like, yesterday. But I wrapped it like a hand wrap in case anyone wants to get aggressive today. I was like, really? I said, today? That's what you're worried about?
I had I bolstered the wrist a little bit.
I fucking hate him.
I love how he thinks about these things. Like he's wrapping his like broken pinky, and he's like, if someone wants to throw hands today, they're fucked.
He's got like batteries wrapped up in there and shit.
He's like, looks good.
Their quarters just
I got like nails sticking out the end.
For all we know, he didn't even break nothing. He's just prepared for a fight tonight. I wouldn't put it past you.
What the funny part about that is like what we're doing tonight is like the last place we'd expected a fight.
No one's getting aggressive.
We're not going to the
tonight.
bars.
Nobody is getting aggressive tonight.
Damn family party.
Yeah, it's literally a family
uncle
party.
Wants to fucking step up.
He's like, if he wants to get a little fucking mouthy with me, we can talk, but I'll crack him in the mouth.
So Drew, so what I was saying before, I think it got cut out, but so they have supposedly, I think it's true, but supposedly like Facebook has some technology that they patented, Facebook or Google, I think it's Facebook, where they can identify users and like who they are based on the pattern of scratches in a camera lens on a phone. So it works like a fingerprint would. It's like every scratch pattern is like slightly different because there's like a ton of micro ones in there. So you take a video, they know like who took it and where you were basically. And then they can also see like who you were around when you took that. And they can also figure out who else took videos at the same time and kind of like make a map of who was all there.
Yeah, this article here says in 2014, Facebook filed a patent application for a technique that employs smartphone data to figure out if two people might know each other. The author, an engineering manager at Facebook, wrote that it's not merely possible to detect two smartphones were in the same place at the same time, but by comparing the accelerometer and the gyroscope readings on each phone, they can do it through dust and scratches.
Yeah, so that was part of that one. Yeah.
Facebook could suggest you the friend that you were talking to at the bar last night.
Based on like the
dust and scratches on your lens.
Yeah.
That is just badass.
So I'm not sure that they've ever actually been able to like use it. Or maybe they are, but
Probably.
they've never like publicly been using it because like they've patented it. But using it's very different because that's like data privacy to a new level.
Oh yeah,
dude, you gotta think like if they were to just help the fucking government or the police with this shit, they think how much fucking crimes you could solve. Like that right there, you could find out if two phones were near each other.
Yeah, well, they could always like do that to some extent, which is like with location services.
Yeah.
But tying it to a user.
Very true. Just like why? Because that's also privacy shit. So that just sets
and
boundaries.
it's a slippery slope. They say that's why why Facebook is so hesitant always to let lawmakers into phones, is because one, if they give them the ability to hack phones, then that's like technology that's out there.
That.
Yeah, the Apple I meant. Yeah, and then also if they start doing it, like when do they stop?
Yeah.
I believe they wouldn't. They were trying to get the Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
Don't quote me, the Sandy Hook guy's phone
Yeah.
open. They were asking Apple, listen, we really want to get into this guy's phone, and they wouldn't do it.
Which I honestly kind of back.
I
'Cause then
back
you're
that
like
too.
a state-run company. It's like, what's different now? You're a state-run organization.
Once they have that,
they
they
didn't
can get
have
everything.
the technology to hack a phone, and they didn't want to create it because if it were to get out onto the black market, then it's like they shot themselves in the foot.
Crazy shit, man.
I mean, it's fucking. I agree with that. I mean, that's smart. I think just once they have that, it's like they can do that to anybody. There's no closing that book then, unless they can do some type of patch for it. But still, it's like I don't know. It's slippery. It's too slippery.
For sure, because then it starts with like a murder, and the next thing you know, in 5 years, they're giving out like phone records for someone that was speeding.
Yeah, take a look at cancel culture right now. Imagine what they would do if they were able to hack on phones.
Yeah, imagine
Yeah,
that.
true.
They could tell if you're driving, and all of a sudden you're getting fucking tickets up the wazoo because
Yeah.
they saw you were speeding
Well, they
down the
hacked
road.
Mr. Bezos' phone. Remember that?
Mr. Bezos.
When they found
yeah,
out that
they
he was
saw
cheating.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Saudi Arabian prince. That's the guy who did it. I'm pretty sure.
Hacked his phone.
Hacked his phone.
Yeah.
What a G. What a badass battle that would be.
I wonder if these
between the
guys are
fucking
using
Saudi
like,
prince.
are they using iPhones and shit, or are they using like fucking? I
No,
know
they're using it. They're using.
Nintendo Switches.
They've got this new hologram. It's a technology that no one has access to.
I wasn't asking you for a smart fucking comment. I was asking a genuine question.
Yeah, they use iPhones.
Yeah, they use
and
iPhones.
shit.
Yeah, but I know like the government, like presidents, they don't use iPhones.
They don't.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
What was Trump tweeting on?
Well, I don't know because
they have phones
special
for
phones.
different uses. Of
Yeah,
course,
like
so
encrypted lines and shit.
I don't think Trump
Yeah.
followed those rules, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I
that
know.
was one of the issues with him. I think.
I think
That-
sleep-
They're knocking on the door. Mr. Trump, please stop. He's like, listen, I'm on the toilet.
He's like 5 minutes,
I'm
please.
tweeting.
Rosie O'Donnell is very fat. It's like 1
I've
second.
never seen a skinny person drink Diet
second.
Coke.
Yeah, right. Give me 5, please. They're like, sir, you're being invaded. He's like, I understand. It's
Sir,
very
you can't
bad.
take your iPhone out of our site anymore. We have that rule. We talked about this. He's like, give me a minute.
I do what I want.
I'm in the shower. They're like, the shower's not running. We can hear you. Just come out.
It's like, that's so funny.
He's just firing off tweets.
I want him to be back on Twitter, but I won't come back. What a
Oh,
shame.
yeah, that would shoot himself in the foot too.
Yeah, because it is Truth Social.
Yeah, but that's like not going anywhere, is it? Are people on
Yeah,
that?
they got like 3 million people. I'm
They-
not gonna say that.
They were
Hold
fucking.
on.
There's like I think
Let
they
me
might be
check.
still #1 on the App Store.
Yeah,
I've never even
How
seen anything
many
for it.
Users.
I
You
have-
check
I
your
have an
Truths,
account.
don't you?
I'm just like I think
Yeah.
I like just don't get targeted by the same media as you guys. Like I don't get the same advertising campaigns.
Let's see.
Like, do you want to talk about righteous things?
So they have 1.9 million users.
Probably all bots. It's all bots.
Probably all bots. It's all fake news. Very bad. I'll tell you that. We've done lots of research.
What was the other one that got like taken down because they like planned like that whole like White
Parler.
House raid? Oh, that was
Parlor. It's back up though. But
Good.
good. I got some stuff to plan.
Parlor is the other fucked up
Good.
one. The other fucked up one. 4chan.
Oh yeah,
That one's
yeah,
fucked
oh
up
yeah,
too.
that
Sure.
one's
Sure.
That one's just literally just straight right wings.
yeah.
Is it?
It's so fucked up on there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Get deep into that shit.
I've made him click through a couple photos.
You might have slid through and just
Yeah.
checked out the audience.
Listen, the amount of shit you could see just searching on DuckDuckGo versus Google is actually ridiculous.
It's
because
weird.
You can't even find fucking conspiracy theories, bro.
You can't find the truth anymore.
Listen, I'm looking for some guy self-made forum that he made himself. Listen, this is the truth. You know, but like you can't
Drew's
find
like,
him.
I search Hitler really just time traveled and nothing comes up.
No, it is. I will say, if you look up, I forgot what I Googled, but it was something that was the exact same search.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I don't even know what it
It was something political during like all that unrest
Yeah,
recently.
and then it was-
yeah, like something like COVID related or something like that. And yeah, like looking it up on different search engines, you got completely different results.
Yeah, like Google was all just like mainstream documents and
Yeah.
CNN, MSNBC, Fox, all this shit, and then DuckDuckGo was just like all this research data and stuff. You're
yeah,
like, oh wow.
if
there's
you
an
want to
internet out
find
here.
actual shit, you use DuckDuckGo because
Yeah.
it actually finds the shit that you're looking for. You can literally just tell by a search that like if you just compare them, it's just completely different. Like,
Well, and it's all geared towards you. So if like your typical like browser history is something that's like right wing or left wing, they're just gonna keep feeding that to you. Google
I don't
that.
know, bro. Because like when I look shit up, when I look my right wing QAnon stuff up, it never comes up.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
no, that's
also
agreed.
just Google. So
That's
and it's
just
also like them
censorship.
trying to like censor the
Exactly,
misleading
censoring.
information. There's some of it. Well, like, that's already come out. Like, there's been like Google engineers that have come out saying that like Google has done that, like censored things.
That's so fucked.
Yeah.
Listen, they're censoring the truth from me.
They're censoring the truth. That is so fucked. That's another slippery slope.
QAnon, they're censoring the truth. Jim Carrey's the president, and I can't find it on Google.
Yeah, well, that's another thing too. You know, the reason I heard this one, the reason that the UFOs. Well, there's two things. One, did you know McDonald's has human meat in it? Two,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
That's
it's a thing. And then
this a
the
new text
reason
message you've
that
been
we are dinner conversation. The reason they're showing us the UFOs right now, because the UFOs, is because they're desensitizing us so we can actually get attacked by holograms, so they can control us. It's not going to be real UFOs. It's going to be fake UFOs, because now UFOs are proven real, but maybe they're not.
Wait,
don't
there's
even know.
holograms up there?
They're going to fake an invasion.
That makes sense. You could
Exactly.
quick.
So there's going to be a couple hundred of them. You know,
Bye.
we're going to freak out,
Yeah.
and we're going to get controlled.
There's nothing.
Really looking forward to that
Nothing's
day.
that come.
Is that tied to the human meat at McDonald's?
Not tied, but
Okay.
Similar conversation.
It's going on at the same time in parallel.
Well, that's why they're closing them all in Russia, not because of what's going on. It's because of the meat markets, and they have human meat.
Nothing's gonna
Don't
come.
yawn on this fucking podcast.
I'm
been yawning this
listening
whole
to your
time.
terrible
How are you yawning?
because your stories are fucking terrible.
Your stories are fucking terrible.
Listen, I'm the star of the show.
I like
Let's be real.
the Hitler time traveling one. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie,
that was
an
just a
interesting
fantastic story.
Story. Yeah.
I have some other ones here if you want to hear.
No, I think we're good. I think our other topic was there was one more topic on there. Do you guys want to get to that one?
Let's just.
Do you guys want to do that one while we're rolling?
Yeah,
or?
you know what? We could always do it if you guys want to subscribe
Let's read
to
our list.
OnlyFans. You guys
Fyre
wanna-
Festival, UFO talks, Elon Musk, touch each other.
Yeah, but it could be the last 15.
While we're rolling,
You
or is
know.
that just subscription only?
Yeah, that's subscription only. If you guys want
Alright.
to subscribe to our OnlyFans account,
Someone's got to pay the
you know,
bills.
Someone has to pay the bills, and
Something
OnlyFans
has
is
to
going to
keep
do
the
it.
lights on.
OnlyFans will make that
My
happen.
favorite ones whenever Trump was like, "I like to DJ." They're like, "Which songs do you use?" Like, I just pick. I don't spit. I just pick them. I have a very good
It's
set.
like I've got a good sense of music. I love when people dance.
I've always tested very highly music.
People have always said I have the best taste in music.
I love that guy. He's so
the gay
funny.
national anthem, he says.
The YMCA. You know, the gay national anthem. That's what they call it. That's what they call it.
I'm not just saying this. Just look it up.
He's the little pimp. That was so funny. That guy, I think he's going to come back for 2024. That's going to be wild.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm more excited to see how the midterms go right now because this guy's a fucking moron, bro.
Sí, amigo, sí,
He's a
amigo.
fucking moron. Dude, how much more? There was a lot of theories saying that they're like the gas prices are going to raise and all of a sudden they're going to drop to really low. Whatever. It's supposed to just shoot Biden's approval up because they think it's like they'll all think it's like him doing it. You know
Well,
what I mean?
everyone thinks that has like anything to do with the president. Usually
It doesn't.
It's
It
just
does.
I know it doesn't.
economic
A
supply
little
and
bit.
demand.
A
Yeah.
little bit. Some of the contracts that he closed purposely for our pipeline. Yes. We're
The
not going to argue
pipeline
because
wasn't even working yet.
No, it's other shit. We have a lot of oil contracts in a certain part of the ocean that he closed down, so we had to be reliant. We were energy independent 24 months ago. Now we're not.
We're
because
never
of
independent
certain-
for energy, but
Okay. Well, we're not going to get into this because Ray's right. So, yeah. But no, I that guy's a fucking clown, to be honest.
Dude, it cost me $90 to fill up my fucking tank.
yeah,
$90.
That's fucked. Did you see his? I still think the funniest thing that he ever said was when he was on the stage and he's like, "America as a nation can be described in one word." I was hiking in the foothills of the desert with President Xi Jinping. 70,000 miles. I don't know that for a fact. It's just like, and you just see Kamala in the background laughing.
Just nonsense. Where's Kamala?
I don't know what's going on with this girl. I haven't seen her in it.
Since I got voted in, I have not heard a word from her.
It's probably for the best. I can't stand that bitch.
I don't know. Yeah, she just like
But she
dropped
hasn't
off.
said anything
She hasn't said anything. I haven't heard from her
at all.
I'm not the best person. I just don't pay attention to them.
Yeah, that's a good
honestly.
point. We don't really focus too much.
True.
So like maybe she
They're
is
like the
doing
most-
speeches around.
I have no idea.
I
I
know
just haven't heard
his-
anything about her.
His approval just dropped to an all-time low, like 39% or
It's
something.
Oh,
probably
yeah, so
had to
that-
do with speeches that end up just into like nonsense.
Isn't
Like,
it
I
kind
don't know
of
how you could
funny
support that.
how like Trump
I don't
put
know how
his-
you be like, yeah, that's my leader.
God.
I
How you to the foothills? Him like with President Xi Jinping.
feel
always
bad
looks like
for him.
He,
I do too.
he
Like,
always looks like his
terrible.
eyes are like he's like he looks like crazy. He's like me and President Xi.
He looks so. I do feel bad for him.
I feel so awful for the guy.
like
Like
he's just pumped with medicine, and they're like, go out.
poor
and
old
speak.
man. That's like
It sucked
someone's
because
grandpa.
he used to be like a super bright politician.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he was for sure.
He was definitely he was like on his toes all the time. He's really good, but not good speaker and everything. But
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's had a long career in politics. He's a fucking great speaker.
Poor guy's
Yeah.
losing his marbles right in front of everyone.
it's kind of crazy how like Trump pumped a narrative out there of him and everyone just grabbed onto it
Like
because
what?
it's like it was relatively true and now it's just gotten fucking
Which-
worse. He is right about a lot of shit.
Which narrative?
About he can't he doesn't even know where he's at.
Well, that
Oh,
one,
yeah.
I mean, that I wouldn't even give that. Like, I mean, yeah, Trump said that, but you don't have to give him credit
Dude,
for that. Like that
yeah,
one, people
you
would have
kinda
found
could've
out
found out.
eventually.
True, but like Trump, like that's like a big like
that doesn't take a very observant person to figure out.
No,
whenever he
no,
starts
but like
trailing off during
but
a
like
speech.
it's like something that like it's
Wait a
some-
minute. Hold on. Does he have his shit together?
is he here right now? Do you know where you are?
Hold on. He's not all there.
Are we still on
but
the same topic,
But you
sir?
cannot tell me that Trump didn't shine a light on it, and now everyone
Yeah.
always focuses on that. Everyone's just sitting there like this, waiting. Like, when's he going to
did,
stumble this
but
time?
Also, like he did it to him. Like Biden did it to
Yeah.
himself. I think. Like it just kind of like
Dementia
just,
did to him, but
the stuff he said. Yeah, right. It's just like that. I just feel terrible for him.
I know,
Like,
dude.
He just doesn't know what's going on.
Did you see him? Did you see the video when he was? I don't know what speech he did, but Obama was there and Kamala was there, and he after the speech, everyone's shaking
That
their
was
hands.
fake. They like clipped that up.
That was well. What are you
Yeah,
thinking?
no, it was something like
where no one was shaking his hand.
No,
He's like,
there
no,
was,
not
like,
that. It
someone
was just where
behind
he
him, and
looked
he was
all-
like he thought someone was like handing him something or something. Like
oh,
that.
that's where he's
Oh,
like
not
pointing.
that.
Oh, not that one.
No,
Oh,
I did see
okay.
that. See, that's the
Yeah.
thing too. Like, I'm not a big supporter of the guy, but some people just make stupid shit like
Yeah,
that.
that
Like,
one he was like trying to grab
Yeah.
something or something
Yeah,
like that.
and they're like, "Oh, look
Are you
what he
talking
did."
about when
They
like
zoomed in
are you
really
talking
far,
about when
so it looked
everyone
like-
was shaking Obama's hand? No one's paying attention to Joe. He's like going
Yes.
around
I
shaking
didn't see
people's
that.
hands.
Yeah, like Obama is like this and Kamala's like this, and they're talking together, and Joe is just behind them like this.
Dude, I feel so bad.
He
for
did.
him. That poor guy. He's like getting bullied. He was like Obama's best friend. He was like his right hand man.
You can always Joe can always find a way to fuck something up.
Oh my god, I
Dude,
feel so bad for the guy.
Obama's support. This guy's still got so much support. Your shoe. Okay, never mind. His shoelace was tied in there. Obama's support still is crazy. How many people just love that guy? It is cool to see that people actually like him.
Yeah.
Scumbag city.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's cool to see how many people like him.
Yeah.
He does have a big support because people are just like, people probably look at him as like the last normal president.
Just a good leader in general. Like
Yeah,
everything else
debatable.
aside,
Good
just
speaker.
a good leader.
Good speaker.
Good speaker.
Yeah, like
Leader.
ideas and stuff like that aside, like I thought he was a good leader. Like
Yeah.
well spoken, was able to kind of rally people in a better way.
Yes. I
Like
agree
get
with
people
that.
behind his thought.
I agree with that. Yes. For sure. But
It's like Hitler.
like, yeah, listen. Say
Well,
what
no,
you
they-
want.
they speak-
Say what you
they-
want. Guy was a phenomenal
Universities
fucking.
teach
knew how to
Hitler's like
talk.
the way he would speak and stuff, not because the ideas that he was speaking, but
But how he
because
did it.
the way he could rally people
Yeah.
is a skill in itself.
100%.
And Obama like had that as well.
His fucking speeches
Tom,
are.
go. Tom, do it.
Next fliegen violence, boom.
Tom wakes up 6 a.m. and he just got it on the big screen every morning.
Hey, say what you want. The guy was fucking rallied a fucking country behind him and got them out of debt.
He
Yeah.
rallied a country to do the most banana shit ever, like absurd. I've never seen a different leader just come up with something so crazy. To
Yes,
do.
and it's
Yeah.
kind of you got to think about. It's probably like the people in the military are probably just like you got to think 95% of them are probably like fuck it, we're just doing what we're told.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
but he convinced people to like willingly just kill a bunch of people. That's insane. That's so.
It's crazy that no. What's crazier is the fact that there have been multiple leaders like that.
True. Yeah, that's
Like so
Stalin
many
and-
people. Like
yeah.
Mao Zedong killed 67 million people under his reign. These people are just shooting. Like Stalin would surround cities with tanks and his people and starve cities out. And anytime that someone tried to escape, they would just get gunned down. How fucking how do you
That's
even think of
insane.
that? Like how do you think like that's how
Stalin
we're
killed
gonna do it?
like 20 million people?
I think it was like 15 million or something like that.
Putin's like right.
What are you gonna say, Andrew?
Putin's right there now.
What are you gonna say? Oh yeah, true.
Putin's right there with
Yeah,
with that.
literally.
That guy's going off the rocker. Doesn't he have cancer or something like that? Didn't that come out?
Yes.
Yeah.
He
has cancer.
Yes. I'm
Does
gonna
he
confirm
really?
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like real. He's like terminally ill. A lot of people are saying. I don't know.
I would
He went off to get surgery, right? He like
This is him like
Yeah.
going out with a bang, is what people think.
literally what I like.
Which makes it kind of scary.
Uh-huh.
That this is him kind of.
off his rocker.
Yeah.
He has cancer. Yeah, cancer rumors.
And also just trying to like kind of his last hurrah.
Like shit. Mao 60, fucking Stalin 20. How much does it take for one of those guys to get thrown a fucking bone?
What?
Like, listen, fucking Hitler had 7, Stalin had 15. No one's talking about Stalin.
He's looking at the leaderboards right now.
Yeah, I was
the
like,
guy guy gets no credit.
He's looking at the leaderboards. He's like,
Listen,
Mao is number 1. I
listen.
don't know why we're talking about number 4.
This guy smoked Hitler.
Hear me out for a second. All of them did absolutely atrocious, disgusting, vile things. But 2 of them that's like saying
I want to read about them in the history books.
Listen.
That's all I'm saying.
so much light shined on this one guy for killing a certain amount of people. Throw the other guys a fucking bone. They give them some credit where credit's
Well,
due.
also, it was just like
Credit.
it was like just like how recent
It's
it was.
fucked
and the
up, but
war
I'm
that
just
was
saying.
fought over it. Like there wasn't like a huge war fought over the other ones. Right?
I mean,
there wasn't like a world war for
True.
the other
I
guys.
guess that maybe that's
But,
where
like,
all the
we
light
didn't-
gets shined
we
on.
didn't really, like,
it's because
go-
it like sparked a war.
Yeah.
I think that's
well, not the
probably why.
Holocaust. It was Hitler's like actions toward the world, like him trying to get into the war, and then the Holocaust. But also simultaneously, while that was happening, Stalin was doing the same exact shit.
Right, but that wasn't like it wasn't like that big of like a conflict towards the war is what I mean. Like
Yeah.
it didn't like spark world events in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's probably like why, because like everyone's like, oh, like that, it's like a cause and effect thing happened.
That affected everybody.
Yeah,
That only affected a certain amount of people. Like,
yeah. It just like wasn't. I mean, in the nice way possible, like wasn't really relevant to what was happening at
Sure.
the same time.
yeah, they need to make more noise. These guys. they need
Yeah,
they needed
yeah.
a PR firm behind them.
Yeah,
You need a nice
I mean,
PR
obviously
company.
it's relevant, but
Obviously.
it didn't. You
Yeah,
know.
I know.
It's kind of like how like China's over there with like pretty much like death camps for like Muslim people.
Yeah, no
and
one's
like no
talking
one
about
talks
that.
about that, but they're talking about like Ukraine because that's like causing a world war maybe. So it's like
That's true.
super relevant to us at home.
That's fucked up how we like just pick and choose what we want to talk about.
Yeah, like what we care about. Like,
Like,
I don't know, whatever. That
There's
doesn't affect
literally
me.
millions of Muslims
Yeah.
that are getting fucking exterminated right now in
Yeah,
China. and
they're
we're worried
literally in
about
like
Ukraine.
concentration
Really?
camps. Yes, it's been going on for like 2 years.
Like refugees.
They've set up
look.
full concentration camps, like warehouses essentially with like cages, and it's like indoctrination schools for people who are Muslim or like anyone that like refugees and stuff, but also people like that just like look like that maybe, and they're like trying to like basically give them like propaganda and make them think the way they think. That whole thing.
Since
Fuck.
2018, the population of Muslims in the country has decreased by 9.7%.
There are actual videos
There's
of these
videos.
camps out there.
There's videos like, yeah, see, look, there's all this shit. They
yeah.
line them up. They have them like go on trains and shit. Like it's like full blown.
It's like Holocaust
1940.
level
Yeah.
stuff. Like it's weird.
They line them up, take them away, and
I don't know if
never
like
be
we
seen
know that
again.
they're like killing them, but they're
Listen, now that's
Definitely doing
Now that's
something, I don't
organization right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's organization. Fucked
Structure.
up.
that's leadership.
Plan.
No, that's not leadership. That's fucked up. But that's some organized shit. Especially because
Some organized shit. That's some baller stuff right there.
no,
Yeah,
no,
it's
no, no.
inspiring.
Don't throw words in my mouth. Don't throw words in my mouth. I'm just saying.
Drew, we're
that-
not really reaching on these words.
Yeah, what do you,
I'm just trying to throw some funny content out there. I'm saying they're organized. I mean, they're doing this to a fucking whole population there.
Yeah, I mean, you look
no
at-
light's being
that's-
shined on it.
yeah.
It's incredible PR.
It's more organized than Lollapalooza.
I mean,
Yes.
holy
Their publicists
moly.
are incredible.
They're keeping everything down.
Fucked up though. That's
Yeah,
definitely fucked
isn't
up.
that
Like
fucked up?
no one
I'm
talks
glad you
about
feel that way.
No, I do feel that way. It's fucked
Yeah.
up. I'm a human, Ray. I do have feelings apparently.
Sometimes I'm not sure.
I get worried.
I know what he means. I know what he means.
No, like all that shit's fucked up. It's just
Yeah.
Oh,
like
it's so sad, but it is really interesting to hear about.
it's interesting to hear
yeah,
that like how
it
nothing's
happens
being
and-
shined on it. That's fucked
Yeah.
up.
Also, like it also blows my mind. Like, who thinks about this and then says that they like then they go and take action on the shit. Like
Right.
the Buffalo shooter, right? This guy
Yeah.
literally thought about this for like 2 years, and then
So
you
it
have
keeps happening.
okay.
I'm
And
not gonna say it's the only reason, but it is like a factor.
this is a really important topic in today's society. We've somehow convinced an entire population of even like white people that white people are bad.
Yeah.
And we're evil
Yeah.
and we're horrible.
And
But they're
it's-
talking about
yeah.
inclusivity, but only for a certain select amount of races, not white
Yeah.
people. It's like, what the fuck, man? I thought this was all about diversity and inclusion.
They're making matters worse by doing that
Yeah.
because they're discluding a group.
Yeah.
And then wondering why that group's getting upset.
They literally in California.
It's not good. It's not bad. It's just a fact.
It's just bad.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's what's happening.
Yeah.
And no one's saying that what a certain we probably don't understand what a certain race will go through, but it doesn't mean that you have to cut out and like inclusify a different race. Like you should everyone.
Right.
It should be about
everyone should
uniting.
just be included. Let's
should be
just
about
call it a day at
uniting,
that.
going
Yeah.
together.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing too. Like, okay, so we've made so much progress since the 50s in every aspect, right? And then there are people in California that are pushing for segregated graduation based by race. Isn't that
Yeah.
like? Do you know how
That's
many
what we're
people are
fighting against.
rolling
That's what
over
we-
in their grave?
yeah.
We've been great. Why are we trying to fuck everything back up again?
I think we've definitely taken a step. In some
Step
people's
back.
eyes, it might look like we've been stepping forward like crazy, but I
It's
think if anything, it made
overcorrecting.
worse.
Overcorrected.
It's overcorrecting.
Yeah, we
That's
overcorrected.
all it is. Because like at this point, it's like okay, everyone's like just working towards everyone being one, united. We're all good, and then they just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and it's us. Like we keep pushing, trying to be like on the moral high ground. Like oh, we're gonna do everything to include everyone. It's like half these people that you talk to, like they're okay with where they're at.
Yeah.
A lot of them are. It's us just being loud.
It's
and annoying.
ridiculous. And then
It's all these like fucking Karens with their like what's the word? Like
the white savior complex.
Yeah, the white savior complex. It's like they don't want your savior.
Yeah,
They're
no.
fine.
We're good.
They're happy.
Yeah,
They
and
don't
like,
need you.
Don't you see that as just demeaning?
It's
like
so condescending.
You
It's like,
aren't
I
as
will
good
take
as
care
me.
of you.
Yeah.
I'll take care of you.
Who the
What?
fuck are
yeah.
you?
What do you mean you'll take care of them?
Yeah.
They'll take care of themselves. They're fine.
Like we all are here. We're doing okay, and then they're just like, oh, since you're so bad, I'm gonna help you. It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck did you just say
Like
to me?
fucking
I'd crack
Get
someone.
rid of your pink hair and get the fuck out
yeah,
of here.
right. Like, come on, seriously, it's so fucked up. And then it's like and then the problem is too. There's people that are just getting so into these different. Like, okay, for example,
I'm gonna become Amish.
I could see it.
I
could see you getting a bowl cut, hacking away at some field all day.
With one of those with a scythe.
Yes, I could totally see it. Plotting up some shit in your barn.
All right. On that note, we're good to go, boys.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for watching.
Peace.
Adios.
See you next week.
Yeah.